Welcome back to Myths Unraveled. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Hecate, one of the most enigmatic and powerful figures in Greek mythology, has origins that stretch beyond the classical pantheon, deeply intertwined with earlier mythological traditions. Her role in Greek myth is often depicted as multifaceted, and while she was embraced as a goddess of the later Olympian pantheon, her roots likely predate even the Olympian gods. Initially a titaness, Hecate's transformation and adoption into the pantheon of gods showcase her significant position in ancient religious belief systems. Her character evolves through several layers of meaning, eventually becoming associated with the moon, magic, witchcraft, the underworld, and even choices and boundaries. In early myths, Hecate is presented as a figure of remarkable power. As a titan, she stood as one of the primordial deities born of the chaos of the universe. Unlike many of the other titans who rebelled against the Olympian gods, Hecate did not take part in the Titanomachy, the great battle between the Titans and Olympians. Instead, she was awarded by Zeus himself with power over the earth, sea, and sky, an extraordinary concession from the king of the gods. This elevation of Hecate's position marks a significant shift in her mythological importance. Rather than being confined to the typical roles of titans, she became a distinct and powerful force in the world, with dominion over the realms of nature, magic, and the unseen. Though she was a titaness, Hecate was often regarded as a protector of the natural world and particularly of women and children. In the earliest records of her worship, Hecate was associated with fertility and the harvest, as well as the protection of the home. In these aspects, she was seen as a guardian figure, one who helped to protect the boundaries of family life and agricultural prosperity. Her role in fertility and nurturing was a significant part of her persona, illustrating her connection to the earth and its cycles. This protective role, however, would evolve into something far more complex as her identity broadened over time, ultimately intertwining with other aspects of Greek life. While Hecate was originally revered for her association with nature and her role in safeguarding the home, her relationship with magic and the occult gradually grew in importance. As society's understanding of the divine grew, so did Hecate's association with more arcane powers. It was during this transformation that Hecate became linked with witchcraft, the power to command spirits, and the arts of divination. In the world of magic, she was seen as the guiding force who could open the gateways between the world of the living and the underworld, making her a goddess who possessed knowledge of realms unseen by ordinary mortals. In this capacity, she was often called upon by sorcerers, witches, and seers, who sought her favor to unlock the mysteries of the universe and the future. Despite these increasingly mystical associations, Hecate did not lose her early connection with nature. Her role as a goddess of boundaries, transitions, and thresholds was a natural extension of her association with crossroads, which later became one of her most defining symbols. Hecate was often depicted standing at the junction of roads or paths, her figure symbolizing the choice that travelers faced. The crossroads were not only literal physical locations, but also metaphorical points of decision, where individuals were called to choose between different futures. This duality in her identity, both as a protector of the home and a goddess of magic, embodies the tension between the visible and invisible, the known and the unknown. Hecate's power lay in her ability to bridge these realms, and this made her an ever-present force in the lives of mortals. The evolution of Hecate's character is perhaps best seen through the lens of her relationship with the moon. Over time, she came to be associated with lunar powers, and her connection with the moon made her an even more potent figure in Greek religion. The moon, as a symbol of change and cyclical time, resonated deeply with Hecate's role in transitions and boundaries. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, Hecate too could be seen as embodying the flow of time, the ebb and flow of life, and the inevitable changes that mortals face. The phases of the moon reflected the stages of human existence, from birth to death, and Hecate was believed to govern this liminal space. This lunar aspect of Hecate was emphasized in her various portrayals. In many of her images, she was shown with a crescent moon above her head, or as a three-headed figure, each head representing a different phase of the moon. These heads also symbolized her triadic nature, where she could be seen as the goddess of the past, present, and future, or as the deity who could traverse time and space at will. The symbolism of three heads, eyes, or faces tied closely to her identity as a goddess of choices and transitions. At the crossroads, Hecate was depicted as the guardian of those who stood at the juncture between different paths, watching over them and providing guidance, both in the physical and metaphysical sense. As the goddess of the moon, Hecate was also often seen in association with the night, and in this regard, she became closely linked with the concept of darkness and mystery. Her connection with the night made her a figure who could govern over the unseen and the hidden, and she became a goddess who had dominion over those things that existed outside the light of day. This association gave her a dual role, one as the bringer of light, particularly in the form of the moon, and the other as a mistress of the shadows and the unknown. Her power lay in her ability to move between these realms and command both light and darkness to do her bidding. As such, she was often invoked in rituals designed to uncover secrets, reveal truths, or call upon the spirits of the dead. Though Hecate was initially a deity worshipped in the context of the household and fertility, her growing role as the goddess of magic, witchcraft, and the moon led to a shift in her worship. In time, her domain expanded to include the underworld, where she became a powerful guide to the souls of the dead. This aspect of Hecate made her an essential figure in the mythology of the dead, as she was seen as a guide who could help the spirits of the deceased navigate the realms of the afterlife. Her role in the underworld also connected her to the goddesses Persephone and Demeter, with whom she shared a deep connection through the cycles of life and death. Hecate's ability to move freely between the world of the living and the dead made her a unique and powerful figure, embodying the liminality that was central to her nature. Hecate's transformation from a goddess of fertility and protection to a powerful and mysterious figure who governed over witchcraft, magic, and the dead reflects her complex nature. Her myths were constantly evolving, her symbolism growing deeper as time passed. Whether as a protector of families, a mistress of magic, or a guide of souls in the afterlife, Hecate was always a goddess who bridged worlds. Her power was rooted in her ability to transcend boundaries, both literal and figurative, and to govern over those things that were most elusive to human understanding, the future, the hidden, and the dead. In her many forms, Hecate remains a figure of profound importance in Greek mythology, offering a rich tapestry of symbolism and meaning. From her early role as a titaness who ruled over earth, sea, and sky, to her eventual connection with the moon, magic, and the underworld, Hecate's story is one of transformation, power, and mysticism. Whether standing at the crossroads, guiding souls through the dark night, or wielding the power of magic, Hecate was a deity who encompassed the deepest, most mysterious aspects of the world. Her ability to traverse the boundaries of time, space, and reality allowed her to play a unique role in the world of the gods and mortals alike. Hecate's threefold nature is one of the most iconic and intriguing aspects of her mythology, representing not only her multifaceted character, but also her deep connection to the concepts of transitions, choices, and the cyclical nature of time. This triadic nature is not just a physical representation of three faces or three bodies, it symbolizes the broader metaphysical roles she embodies. The threefold aspect of Hecate encompasses several different themes, ranging from her role as a guardian of crossroads, to her representation of the past, present, and future, and her connection to the three major realms of the ancient world, the heavens, the earth, and the underworld. In many depictions, Hecate is shown with three faces or heads, each looking in a different direction. This iconic imagery is not simply a physical description, but reflects her ability to transcend and influence multiple realms of existence. The three heads often represent her domain over different aspects of life, from the celestial to the earthly and the underworld. Her threefold nature also reinforces her role as a guide, someone who can oversee and intervene in different parts of a person's journey, whether it be through the literal journey across crossroads, through the shifting of time, or through the transitions between life and death. The imagery of Hecate as a three-faced deity emphasizes her ability to be present at all stages of existence. This is particularly evident in her role as the goddess of crossroads, a place where decisions are made and choices define the future. In this context, Hecate governs not just the physical spaces where roads meet, but also the metaphorical points where the paths of one's life diverge. This connection to crossroads is symbolic of her power over choices and the direction one takes in life. Her threefold nature, therefore, becomes a representation of the multiple possibilities one faces at any given moment, each road representing a different future, each choice leading to a different outcome. By overseeing these crossroads, Hecate becomes the deity who helps guide mortals through these pivotal moments of decision, whether consciously or unconsciously. In addition to her role at the crossroads, the triadic representation of Hecate reflects her command over the passage of time. Hecate is often described as having dominion over the past, present, and future. Each of her three faces is said to represent a different time, giving her a unique ability to traverse all aspects of time itself. This connection to time elevates her beyond the typical powers of other deities. While many gods in the Greek pantheon have control over specific domains, Hecate's ability to see and influence all times, past, present, and future, marks her as a goddess with a profound understanding of the forces that shape existence. In this way, she is seen as a being who can see the entire scope of a mortal's life and beyond, encompassing the full cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Hecate, as a goddess of time, is not bound by linear progression. She is able to move freely across the different moments of life, ensuring that she can influence and alter the course of events at any point in time. Her influence over time also extends to her ability to govern over the cycles of the moon, which further deepens her connection to the passage of time. The moon's waxing and waning represent the ebb and flow of life, from growth and fullness to decay and rebirth. As a goddess associated with the moon, Hecate embodies these cycles, mirroring the cycles of the seasons, the ages of human life, and even the fates of nations. Her lunar connection enhances her ability to see the past, present, and future, as the moon itself is a symbol of reflection and transformation. Just as the moon illuminates the night sky, Hecate's influence shines light on the unknown, revealing hidden truths and offering insight into the forces that shape the world. The threefold nature of Hecate also has a significant relationship with the realms of the ancient world, the heavens, the earth, and the underworld. While Hecate was not the queen of any single realm, she is often depicted as a goddess who operates between these three planes of existence. Her ability to move between the heavens, the earth, and the underworld is symbolic of her dominion over all aspects of the natural and supernatural world. Each realm offers a different layer of existence, and Hecate is the mediator between them all. She is both a goddess of the living and the dead, able to cross the boundaries between these two states of being and influence the course of life and death. Her position as a goddess who is not limited to one domain gives her a unique role in mythology as a deity who stands between worlds, acting as a bridge and protector for those who traverse these boundaries. This role of standing at the boundary also ties into Hecate's connection to liminality, those moments and places where transitions occur. The crossroads, for example, are liminal spaces where a traveler is forced to make a decision and where paths of fate diverge. In this sense, Hecate represents the liminal goddess, the deity who governs those moments of threshold where the familiar gives way to the unknown. Her presence at these boundary points makes her a powerful figure, as she has the authority to influence decisions and guide individuals through times of change. Her threefold nature also relates to her connection with the souls of the dead. As a goddess of the underworld, Hecate guides the souls of the deceased to their final resting places. This further reinforces her role as a protector of those at the edges of life, both in the physical sense and in the spiritual realm. Her ability to move between the world of the living and the dead, and to stand at the borders of these realms, gives her dominion over the spirits of the departed. She is the one who can ease their passage into the afterlife, ensuring that the souls of the dead are not lost or forgotten. In this way, her threefold nature serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and death, and her role as a mediator between the two. Hecate's triadic nature is also symbolic of her broader role as a goddess of transformation and change. Just as the three phases of the moon represent the phases of growth, decay and rebirth, Hecate's influence is felt in the transformations that take place throughout a person's life. She is not only the goddess who guides souls through the afterlife, but also the one who can help individuals navigate personal transformations, whether it is a spiritual awakening, a change in identity, or a period of transition. Hecate's power allows her to help those undergoing change to find their way. This transformative aspect of her character makes her a goddess who is not only concerned with the end of things, but with their continual rebirth and renewal. Hecate's threefold nature, therefore, encapsulates a powerful array of symbolic meanings. Her ability to influence time, transition and transformation makes her a figure of great significance in Greek mythology. She stands as a reminder that life is a series of choices, cycles, and thresholds, each one offering new possibilities and paths to follow. Her role as a guide, protector, and deity who moves between the worlds of the living and the dead emphasizes the importance of embracing change and accepting the cyclical nature of existence. Hecate is not only a goddess of magic and witchcraft, but also one who governs the most fundamental aspects of life, the choices we make, the passage of time, and the inevitability of transformation. Through her threefold nature, Hecate invites mortals to recognize the interconnectedness of all things, and to acknowledge the power they have in shaping their own destiny. Hecate's association with magic, witchcraft, and the arcane is one of the most defining aspects of her identity. She is not only the goddess of crossroads and the moon, but also a powerful deity in the realms of sorcery and the occult. Her connection to the mystical arts was long celebrated in ancient Greece, where she was regarded as a patroness of those who sought knowledge and power through supernatural means. Hecate's domain over magic, particularly in relation to spellcraft, divination, and the manipulation of the unseen forces that govern the universe, places her in a unique position in Greek mythology. Her role in the world of witchcraft transcends the conventional understanding of gods and goddesses. She is not merely a figure of passive worship, but an active participant in the mastery of the forces that shape reality. Her ability to command magic comes from her status as a goddess who exists both within and beyond the natural world. As a deity associated with the moon, the night, and the unseen, she operates in the liminal spaces that exist outside the light of day, in the shadows and the margins of ordinary existence. The moon, with its phases of waxing and waning, its mysterious presence in the night sky, and its ability to influence tides, was historically linked to femininity, intuition, and the occult. Hecate, being the goddess of the moon, shared these associations and amplified them. The moon's connection to the subconscious, to the mysteries of the mind, to dreams and visions, is mirrored in Hecate's ability to tap into and manipulate the hidden forces of the universe. Her magic is not simply about spell casting, it is about seeing beyond what is visible, perceiving the unseen, and drawing power from the depths of the unknown. Her connection to the dark and mysterious aspects of nature makes her a natural figure in witchcraft. She governs the arts of spellcasting, ritual, and enchantment, serving as both a guide and a guardian for those who seek to harness the unseen energies of the world. This makes her the quintessential goddess for witches, sorcerers, and anyone involved in practices that involve invoking supernatural power. In ancient Greek culture, Hecate was revered by those who practiced the art of magic, particularly by women who often invoked her in their rituals. Her rituals were deeply connected to the changing phases of the moon, marking the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Witches and magic users would perform ceremonies at night, under the cover of darkness, when Hecate's power was at its peak. These ceremonies were not just about calling upon her assistance in their spell work, they were about understanding the deeper forces that governed the universe, and how to work with them. Hecate's role in witchcraft also connects to her nature as a goddess of boundaries. In her capacity as a guardian of crossroads, she stands at the threshold between different realms, the physical and the spiritual, the known and the unknown. In the practice of witchcraft, this is particularly significant, as witches often seek to cross boundaries, whether that be the boundary between life and death, the material world and the spirit world, or the conscious and unconscious mind. Hecate, in this sense, becomes a figure who can help witches navigate these thresholds. She is a guide for those who are working with the forces of nature that exist beyond the veil, and she provides the knowledge and power necessary to cross these boundaries safely and effectively. Her magical influence extends to a wide variety of practices, including divination, the casting of spells, and the invocation of spirits. Her role in guiding witches through these rituals is an important aspect of her identity as a goddess of the occult. One of the most striking elements of Hecate's magical power is her connection to the spirits of the dead. As a goddess who governs the realms of the underworld, she holds sway over the souls of the departed. This connection to death and the afterlife imbues her magic with a sense of mystery and potency. In ancient rituals, Hecate was often called upon during rites of passage, particularly those that involved the dead. She was seen as the protector of souls, ensuring that the spirits of the deceased were safely guided to their final resting places. This role made her a powerful figure in necromancy, the practice of communicating with the dead. Necromancers and mediums would invoke Hecate to gain access to the spirit world and to communicate with the souls of the departed. Hecate's ability to move between the living and the dead, to navigate the realms of the conscious and unconscious, made her an invaluable deity for anyone seeking to work with the spirits. Her connection to magic also ties into the concept of transformation. Magic, in many ancient traditions, is about change, whether it's the transformation of matter, the alteration of reality, or the manipulation of time and space. Hecate, with her dominion over the forces of nature, the moon, and the underworld, is a goddess of transformation in every sense. Her magic is not static, it is fluid, dynamic, and capable of bringing about profound change. This is reflected in her role in various myths, where she is able to assist mortals and gods alike in transforming their fates. One of the most notable examples of this is her involvement in the story of Demeter and Persephone. When Persephone was abducted by Hades and taken to the underworld, it was Hecate who helped Demeter search for her daughter. Her involvement in the rescue of Persephone is significant because it shows her power not only to effect change on a cosmic scale, but also to navigate the boundaries between life and death, bringing about a transformation that would ultimately alter the course of Persephone's life and the seasons themselves. Hecate's magical abilities are not confined to the material world, she also governs the realm of dreams and visions. In this sense, her magic operates on a psychological level, influencing the mind and consciousness. She is a goddess who can guide individuals through their inner worlds, offering insight into their subconscious desires, fears, and motivations. This makes her a figure of great importance in the realm of divination. Through dreams, oracles, and other forms of spiritual insight, Hecate's influence was believed to provide guidance to those seeking to understand their future or the hidden forces at work in their lives. Her magic is not only about manipulating external reality, it is also about the power of the mind to perceive and understand deeper truths. The goddess's affinity for magic and witchcraft also gives her a sense of autonomy. Unlike many other deities, who are bound by the rules of their respective realms, Hecate is a goddess who operates outside of the conventional constraints of the divine hierarchy. She is not tied to the whims of the gods or limited by the laws of fate. Instead, she is an independent figure who carves her own path, governing the magical and mystical realms on her own terms. This autonomy is reflected in her role as a goddess of witches and practitioners of magic, who are often outsiders or those who operate outside of the mainstream societal structures. Hecate's ability to bend reality, to transcend the boundaries of the natural world, and to transform existence makes her a powerful and independent figure in the pantheon of Greek gods. Ultimately, Hecate's role in magic and witchcraft is one of immense significance. She is not simply a goddess who rules over spells and incantations, she is a figure who governs the deeper, more mysterious forces of the universe. Her magic is not merely about the manipulation of the material world, but about understanding the underlying currents that shape existence itself. Whether it is through her connection to the moon, her influence over the spirit world, or her role in transformation, Hecate's magic is both powerful and profound, offering insight into the unseen forces that govern life, death, and everything in between. Through her, witches, sorcerers, and seekers of knowledge are able to tap into the ancient primal energies of the universe, and in doing so, they are able to transform their lives and the world around them. Hecate's magic is timeless, enduring, and eternally powerful, and it continues to inspire and guide those who walk the path of the occult. Hecate's role as a guide for those who traverse the thresholds between worlds is one of her most enigmatic and profound aspects. She stands as a protector and helper for individuals who seek to cross boundaries that others might not dare to approach. These boundaries are not merely physical, they are spiritual, emotional, and psychological thresholds that define the very fabric of existence. In this capacity, Hecate operates in a liminal space. She exists at the intersections of various realities, and it is within these liminal spaces that her true power is most evident. The idea of crossing boundaries is central to her identity, as it touches on the very essence of what it means to be human, divine, and a part of the greater cosmos. Her ability to guide individuals through these thresholds speaks to her mastery over the unseen and unknown, as well as her deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. In the ancient world, the concept of a threshold held significant symbolic weight. Crossroads, in particular, were seen as places where different paths converged, and they were often regarded as places of power. The term liminal itself refers to the state of being on the threshold, in a space between two different realities. This is where Hecate is most at home, as she is a goddess who thrives in the spaces that are neither fully one thing nor another, but rather exist in a state of transition. This threshold can be as simple as the physical crossing of a road or the turning of a corner, but it can also symbolize profound personal transformations, such as the passage from childhood to adulthood, life to death, or ignorance to wisdom. Hecate's power resides in her ability to navigate these transitions and to help others do the same. She is not just a figure who stands at the crossroads. She is the one who helps to guide those who stand before the threshold, helping them decide which path to take or how to move forward when confronted by the unknown. Hecate's role as a guide for crossing thresholds is particularly evident in her association with the underworld. As a goddess of the dead, she is uniquely positioned to oversee the passage of souls into the afterlife. In many ways, this role is one of ultimate guardianship, as she ensures that the souls of the departed reach their intended destination. However, her function as a guide goes beyond just leading the dead. She also helps the living prepare for their eventual passage into the other world. By offering her guidance and wisdom, Hecate helps individuals to face death with courage and understanding, rather than with fear and uncertainty. Her association with death and the underworld symbolizes not just an end, but also a transformation, a transition into a new state of being. For Hecate, death is not a finality, but a part of the ongoing cycle of existence, and she helps to ensure that those who pass from this world do so with dignity and purpose. One of the most powerful examples of Hecate's role as a guide is her involvement in the myth of Persephone's abduction. When Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, was taken by Hades to the underworld, it was Hecate who came to her aid. While Demeter, Persephone's mother, was frantic and distraught, Hecate understood the deeper implications of Persephone's journey. Hecate did not merely comfort Demeter or weep for Persephone. She understood that Persephone's abduction was a rite of passage, a transition from one state of existence to another. Persephone's descent into the underworld was symbolic of the transition from childhood to adulthood, from innocence to experience, and from the realm of the living to the realm of the dead. Hecate, in her wisdom, recognized this transformative process, and she became Persephone's guide. She aided Persephone in navigating the dark and perilous underworld, offering her support during her time there. This myth exemplifies Hecate's role as a helper and guide, as well as her understanding of the cyclical nature of life and death. For Persephone, her journey was not one of permanent loss, but of transformation. In the end, Hecate's guidance helped Persephone return to the world of the living, albeit as a changed being. a queen of the underworld with a deeper understanding of both life and death. Hecate's ability to guide the living is not limited to death alone. She also serves as a mentor for those who are embarking on spiritual journeys, particularly those who seek wisdom and enlightenment. In this role, Hecate is associated with the practice of divination and the use of mystical arts to gain insight into the unknown. Her association with the moon, with its ever-changing phases, reinforces her ability to illuminate the darkness and reveal hidden truths. Just as the moon's light pierces the darkness of the night sky, Hecate's wisdom helps those who seek her guidance to navigate the unknown aspects of their lives, whether they are seeking answers to personal questions, trying to discern the future, or attempting to understand the deeper forces at play in their lives. In the ancient world, those who sought to access hidden knowledge often turned to oracles or wise women who were believed to have the ability to communicate with the gods or with the spirits of the dead. Hecate, as the goddess of wisdom and prophecy, was one of the foremost deities associated with such practices. Those who were seeking guidance in their spiritual journeys would call upon Hecate, asking her to reveal the truths that lay hidden beneath the surface of reality. Her guidance also extends to those who are involved in magical practices. Witches, sorcerers, and practitioners of the occult often invoked Hecate when they needed assistance in navigating the complexities of magic. Magic, by its very nature, involves crossing boundaries and tapping into unseen forces, and Hecate, as a goddess who is deeply connected to the occult, was seen as a protector and guide for those who worked with these forces. She helped those who practiced magic to understand the deeper laws that governed the universe, to make sense of the chaotic energies they were attempting to manipulate, and to do so in a way that was safe and effective. Hecate's guidance was crucial for those seeking to understand the mysteries of the natural world and the unseen forces that shaped their lives. In her role as a guide, Hecate is not merely a passive figure who helps others. She is an active force who challenges individuals to confront their fears, to question their assumptions, and to transform themselves in the process. Her guidance is not always gentle or easy. It is a path that requires courage, self-examination, and the willingness to face the unknown. In this sense, Hecate's role as a guide is one that forces individuals to grow and evolve. She does not simply offer comfort or reassurance. She pushes those who seek her help to confront the deeper, darker aspects of themselves and their world. She challenges individuals to cross thresholds that might otherwise seem insurmountable, and to emerge on the other side transformed. Hecate's ability to operate in the space between life and death, light and darkness, knowledge and ignorance, makes her one of the most powerful and complex figures in Greek mythology. She is a guide, a protector, and a mentor, and her ability to help individuals navigate the boundaries between different realms speaks to her deep understanding of the nature of existence itself. Her guidance is not just about offering answers, it is about empowering individuals to confront the unknown and to emerge stronger and wiser as a result. In this way, Hecate embodies the transformative power of crossing thresholds and the profound wisdom that comes from navigating the spaces in between. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like and subscribe for more, and stay curious.